for this fourth example, we're going to be applying some of the things we've learned to a real life scenario. Here we have a triangle, a right triangle, where 1 mile represents the distance horizontally that the hiker is going to be traveling, and then this x represents the vertical height that the hiker will travel. Notice our theta down here is 48 degrees. So the question asks, determine the distance in feet that the hiker must hike to reach the finish line. So really we're looking for this distance here, but in order to find that distance, we're going to need to use a trig function. So we have the theta is 48 degrees, and we have that the horizontal distance is 1 mile, and that's going to be the adjacent side to theta. And they call the height x, so let's call our hypotenuse, we'll just call it the d for distance. So the d is going to be our hypotenuse. So the function, remembering SOHCAHTOA, that relates the adjacent side to the hypotenuse is going to be cosine. So we have cosine of 48 degrees is equal to the adjacent side over the hypotenuse, which is 1 mile over d. So let's first multiply both sides by d. So if I have cosine of 48 equals 1 over d, and I multiply this by d, it cancels out. Multiply this by d. Now let's go ahead and divide both sides by cosine of 48, because remember, cosine of 48 is just a value. So divide by cosine of 48, divide by cosine of 48. So now we have d is equal to 1 over the cosine of 48. When we put that in the calculator, we get 1 divided by cosine of 48. It's 1.49. Now remember, our units are in miles, and the question was asking how many feet the competitor must hike. So to get miles into feet, we're going to take 1.49 miles, knowing that there are 5,280 feet in a mile. We'll write it like that, cross out the miles, and we get 1.49 times 5280, which gives us 7,867. So about 7,867 feet is how far that hiker must travel. So go ahead and try this example. Note that in this case, x is in fact the distance you're trying to find.